What's up, buds? Fly High FPV. Today I want to talk about 3D printing. And this is a part of 3D printing that nobody wants to talk about, and it's moisture. Moisture getting into my filament and ruining my prints. I printed the same thing here 3 times, drying it, and you can see straight out of the vacuum bag, these are the kind of results that you can expect. If you just take your filament and don't dry it, and this is a really exceptionally wet roll, but this is a brand new roll straight out of the vac bag. I use SainSmart filament. I've seen similar results with every brand. Look how bubbly and foamy this print is. This is not a strong print. You can actually see, I started this print with a dried roll. You can see the bottom part down there is smooth, and then when it ran out of filament, I switched in a undried roll right out of the package. Started all this foaminess. You see the same thing over here. Nice and clean down there at the bottom where I dried it. And then this. This is still substantially hard because it's printed so thickly. But these are not the results that you want. So I took the filament immediately, put it in the oven, and dried it. I normally always dry everything before I print. But even then, you can still see all these boogers up in here pulling off. These are caused by ooze, where it basically is printing here, and then as it pulls across, it's oozing, and then by the time it gets here, it deposits all the ooze on this side. And but that, again, this is all signs of moisture. The drier you can get the filament, the less you'll see this stuff. And then this one is after another 12 hours of drying, and you can see there are still some boogers up in here, and there are still some wisps, but that, compared to this, you can see the improvement. And so as you get drier, you're not only going to get a cleaner looking print and a stronger print, but you're also going to spend a lot less time and energy trying to clean it up, because removing these supports that are a bubbled foamy mess is going to be a lot more difficult than removing these. But it needs more. So if we look at the 3 of them, this is right out of the bag. This is 12 hours of drying, and this is 24 hours of drying. And what I always say is that when you see filament that's this wet, you're going to need at least 36 hours. And I'm seeing it again here, right here on the trays, because this is still too wet for my standards. I don't want to have to be cleaning up all these boogers and zits. So it's going to have to go back in the oven and dry again. Now, if you were using a food dehydrator, it's going to take a lot more than 36 hours to get rid of all this. I'm using a full convection oven, like a $500 oven. Circulates the air, keeps it about 170 degrees while I'm cooking, and yeah, it works really well. This dry box is not to dry your filament. Those dry boxes you buy on the internet for about 80 bucks also do not dry your filament. Even the ones that have little heaters in them, they don't dry your filament. All those boxes do is keep your filament from getting wetter, and some of them do it better than others. The most effective dry boxes I've tested, and if you go back on my YouTube, you look under the 3D printing playlist, I've got a comparison where I bought 4 different dry boxes off of Amazon, all the big brands, some with heaters, some with fans, some with just desiccant, some with scales in them even. Tested them all versus this. This is just a Rubbermaid 21 cups with a shit ton of color changing desiccant in the bottom. I 3D printed and designed my own little spools, and it feeds out through these couplers. So I can connect the Bowden tube from my printer right into that and be good to go. But these desiccant beads, color changing desiccant, let's look in that jar. They will change color to let me know how moist they are. Right now they're kind of a purplish color, which means they're about halfway through, and I probably need to go ahead and get them out and dry them. When I dry them, they'll turn to a nice fresh blue color again, and let me know that the moisture's gone. But all this does is keep me from getting more moisture. If a full roll sits out for about 24 hours, it'll pick up anywhere from 3 to 5 grams of moisture just from the air, and that's inside a house with air conditioner running. Typically, my house in the south is about 50 to 55 degrees humidity, which is higher than some places. You get to really dry states, you might get down as low as 40% humidity. But at 50% humidity, you're gonna pick up 3 to 5 grams of moisture every day. It just absorbs right into this until it's saturated. And once it's saturated, it's not gonna pick up any moisture. It's already saturated. But I've still got more drying to do. This guy's gonna have to go back into the oven and continue to dry. And hopefully by the time it's done drying, I'll be able to get a decent print off of it. I mean, some people would be happy with this. This is pretty close. I'm not. I've got higher standards, so it's going back in. These dry boxes, though, all they're doing is keeping it from picking up more. Right now, it's getting wet. I shouldn't have it sitting out like this. I'm doing this purely for demonstrative purposes. My filament all live in boxes like this. When I'm storing them, they're sitting in boxes like this. I've even got vacuum bags, and vacuum bags are not effective. I've tested them time and time again, put humidity sensors inside of them, and they do not stay dry for very long. Vacuum bag is really not very good. Even with a desiccant, those little desiccant bags that you get, the ones that say do not eat, they're really ineffective too. It's like a tablespoon of desiccant. It'll saturate in about 15 minutes. It's just about worthless. So the real thing to do is get as much desiccant as you possibly can. This will just suck out all the moisture out of the air, so that when I'm changing filament rolls and I'm in and out and changing colors, these guys can stay contained and they're not gonna keep getting super wet. Now they'll still pick up a little bit of moisture in these tubs, but this is by far the most effective way I found, not those $80 heater boxes. Now I am intrigued by the new toaster oven style dry boxes that are coming out now. I've got to get one in and do some testing to see if they can actually effectively dry. Because when I built the food dehydrators, I ran one for 5 days and could never really get it to pull the moisture out the way the oven does. So yeah, in a nutshell, dry your filament. And if you're still this wet, keep drying it. You can get better. You can get so much better. Honestly, I can get this print to where there's not a single string across this bed. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break this one down and pull it off the bed so that I can reuse this bed for the next one. But I'm gonna put this guy back in 12 more hours, and I'm gonna show you again. I would love to keep them all, but I'm running out of beds. Let's see. I'll show you guys the results later on my Instagram. But in the nutshell, dry your filament. You don't want to be this guy. Nobody wants to be bumpy, foamy print guy. It's gross. It's really gross. 12 hours made a humongous difference. I mean, look at that. From here to there in 12 hours. And the next 12 hours made a difference too. But it's got more to go. Dry your shit. If you don't want to fuck with all this, you don't want to deal with the headache, then hit me up. Fly IFPV. I got you, boys. I'll print whatever you want, make custom. I'll do your design work for you too. If you got your own printers and you're really not gonna give up, don't give up, man. Keep printing, and I offer all kinds of free advice and happy to help with any kind of printing needs. So show me your prints. Show me your fucked up shit. What are you struggling with? And I want to see your successes too. I've seen some really cool stuff with the AMS lately in TPU, the full size AMS that is. Yeah, happy flying, boys. Happy printing, and let's just do better.